something you forgot along the way. And today's story is number 62. When everyone is in the wrong, no quarrels. The secret of a happy home life. A family that was always at loggerheads lived side by side with a family that was as peaceful as could be. A, the head of the quarrelsome family, was mystified by how well everyone got along next door. Finally, one day he called on B and said in desperation, "Our family is always quarreling, as I'm sure you can tell, and I don't know what to do about it. I see that everyone in your family gets along beautifully. Please tell me what your secret is." B replied, "There's no secret in particular. It's probably because everyone in your family is always in the right. Over here, all of us are always in the wrong. So there is no quarreling. That's all there is to it." Certain that he was being ridiculed, A was about to explode in anger when a loud crash sounded from inside the house. It sounded as if a piece of crockery had fallen to the floor. The voice of a young woman said penitently, "Mother, I'm so sorry, all because I didn't look where I was going. I went and broke that dish that meant so much to you. It's my fault. Please forgive me." "Nonsense," said the voice of her mother-in-law. "It's not your fault at all. I kept meaning to put the dish away and never got around to it. I never should have left it there in the first place. I'm the one who has to apologize." Then it dawned on A. "I get it. Everyone in this family is always in the wrong and says so. That's why there is no quarreling. I cannot condemn others, though their sins be red as wine, for truly their offenses pale next to those of mine." Okay, very good. Yeah, this is my favorite story in the whole book, because it can be very life transformative as soon as we hear the story and if we can practice it, which I think the practice of it is the focus on our own shortcomings and flaws instead of always uh, being on lookout for what kind of shortcomings other people have and letting them know, always complaining that why you're like this, why you do it this way. So, um, but how can we focus on our own shortcomings? You know, in the story, the mother-in-law, maybe she was in her 70s or 80s, an elderly woman. She was able to say, "I'm the one who has to apologize," she said. She was able to humble her mind and um, be very honest about her shortcoming. Yeah, so this is a very rare quality to have. Um, yeah, which actually it's very valuable. Mm. Most people, they cannot see their own flaws. So if we point out other people's flaws, naturally they just become defensive and arguments ensue. And there's no peace. There's no happy home life. And people then, they don't know why they're alive. Like, are they born just to argue and feel angry and be irritated? What's the point of living life like that? It's not very clear. But as we learn to confront our own mind and improve our headspace by listening to the Dharma, if we don't listen, we don't realize how dreadful anger is. So we just habitually show anger and get angry all the time. But as we learn the Dharma, we realize how dreadful anger is. So we try to curb it by not hesitating to offer an apology. And then immediately, it's like you're adding water to the fire instead of adding fuel to it. The fire just it loses its intensity. Yeah. And why can we do that? Because whoever is walking the spiritual path and whoever has the aspiration for attaining the enlightenment of a Buddha, whoever doesn't want to get stuck in this cycle of samsara or birth and death, if we truly want to be liberated from suffering, so we choose to walk the high road of offering apology and fighting with our own pride and ego. Because at the end of it all, every time we suffer, isn't it because our ego is very strong and big? So we just need to show the ego who is in charge here. Is it me or that ego? Our mind is kind of split. We have our rationality and strong emotions. So by practicing, of course, joining this recitation meditation, our ego is going to the back burner instead of being in the front. And we can enjoy happy home life, happy office life, and happy interaction with our neighbors and fellow citizens. So good job everyone for being here, practicing together. Today is Saturday, so we're going to have the Happiness Lab at 1 p.m. Eastern Time, and have a wonderful start of your weekend. Bye.